I'm over 16,000 miles into my second set of tires on my Tesla Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive. How are they holding up? I'm Frugal Tesla Guy, and I'll give you my overall thoughts so far. A little over a year ago, it was time to say goodbye to the original tires that came with the car and give some new ones a try. Now be sure to check out my video explaining the process and why I went with the tires I have now. Now let's start with a quick recap. First and foremost, it's important to note that I have the 19-inch sport wheels, and the tires I have may not fit the 18 or 20-inch wheels. The original tires that came with the car were the Continental Pro Contact RX. They come with what they call Contisilent technology, defined as an inner tire absorber, a polyurethane foam attached to the inner surface of the tread area with an adhesive. Now, this is just a fancy way of saying that they glued a thin piece of foam to the inside of the tire, and it's debatable as to whether or not it even helps. A new set of the original tires came with a hefty price tag, and although I stuck with the Continental brand, I ended up going with a different model that does not include the foam insert. The Pure Contact LS, which is a little under $70 cheaper per tire. Now, after a year with the tires and over 16,000 miles, it's time to check to see how they're doing. Now, right around the time of recording this video, I did have the tires rotated and asked the technicians on how the tires are doing so far and what the tread is looking like. Now, they were able to determine that there is even wear on the tires, and having had the tires rotated on a regular basis most likely helped that. Now, they also measured the tread, coming in at 730 seconds. Pretty good considering they started out at 1030 seconds brand new. Now, one of the things I mentioned in my first video is how many miles I should get out of these tires. Now, based on what I got out of the first set, along with comparing the UT QG rating, which, quick explanation, the higher the number, the more miles you should get out of the tires. And I'm expecting to get about 65,000 miles compared to the 37,000 miles I got out of the originals. Only time will tell if that will hold true, but based on the fact that I'm only 4,000 miles shy of the halfway point of where I was when I replaced the original tires, and the wear is as minimal as it is, I feel as though I'm on the right track to get more miles out of this set of tires. Once again, only time will tell, and I'll have to do another update about a year from now, but I'm fairly optimistic at this point in the game. Now, these tires come with what they call quick view indicators and help you monitor the tread wear and whether or not they're wearing evenly, which, as I mentioned, the technician mentioned they were indeed wearing evenly. The first is what they call the alignment verification system, which is 3 rectangles molded into both sides of the outer tread directly across from one another. Now, they signal if the tires are properly aligned or if an alignment adjustment is needed. Now, based on what I'm seeing, nothing looks out of the ordinary. Now, the tuned performance indicators are the letters D for dry, W for wet, and S for snow, which are also molded into the tire tread. Now, when the S fades away, it's no longer safe in the snow. When the W fades away, it's no longer safe on wet roads, and when the D fades away, it's just time for new tires. Now, at this point, they are all intact on all 4 tires. Now that I've had the tires for over a year, I have experienced all weather conditions, including snow, and have to say that there are no red flags as of yet. They performed well during hot and dry summer months we get here in Redding, California. We also have a lot of windy mountain roads, and they hug the road quite well. We get a lot of rain during the winter months, and these tires have lived up to their high ratings on wet roads. We even had a freak snowstorm not too long ago that dumped about 6 inches of snow on the roads, and they performed as expected. I even had to drive on unplowed roads and was at the mercy of the tire tracks of any cars before me. Now, since the car sits so low to the ground, the front of the car had to plow through about an inch or 2 of snow, and minus a little slipping here and there, I never felt like I didn't have control of the car. In fact, I saw 2 other cars stranded on the side of the road during my drive. Now, to be fair, I did not drive on any hills, so I can't say for sure whether or not I would have made it based on the conditions I was driving in. I also drove it on packed snow without any issues while also testing out my new snow chains. In that case, I did drive up hills without any snow chains and didn't have any issues. I'll of course have a link to that video in the description below. Now, as we all know, road noise is a big topic of discussion when it comes to the Tesla Model 3. And although it's still very much in existence with these tires, I can't say it's any louder than the originals. I can say in confidence that the Continental foam in the tires, in my opinion, doesn't help keep road noise down. And if it does, then it's very minimal. Now, since I had the tires replaced, I have tracked the mileage and efficiency on one of the saved trips on the car. Now, the efficiency I was getting with the original tires was an average of 250 watt-hours per mile, which was taken from the last 8,000 miles on those tires. Now, as mentioned, the new tires have over 16,000 miles on them, and the average watts per mile is closer to 261. Now, I'm not sure what to make of this, and even though I would like to see that drop, it's not that alarming to me. Now, that being said, I'm sure I could lower that number if I stopped having fun with the accelerator. Guilty as charged. Overall, the only thing that I've noticed with these tires over the originals is it's clear to me I will get more miles out of them. The UT-QG rating difference between the two is turning out to be accurate based on the first 16,000 miles on the new set. And even though my efficiency is down a little, it doesn't concern me at all. The feel and driving experience hasn't changed at all. So as far as I'm concerned, I feel confident I made the right choice and will most likely go with these tires again when the time comes. As usual, I'd love to hear what you think. Which size wheels do you have and what tires have you purchased? Let me know in the comment section below. And as usual, thank you all so much for watching, and you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and stay positively charged.